What's going on, everybody? It is Nathan the Best 247, and today I got a very special project to show you all. Let's give a cinematic look at it. That is right, guys. I introduced to you Cedar Point's Top Thrill 2 in Theme Park Tycoon. I hope you guys enjoyed that cinematic. I tried my best on these. Anyways, I want to give you guys a little bit of a brief description about this coaster, and why I decided to make it, and some changes I would want to make to it. Alright, so first of all, I built this coaster about a month and a half ago, and it took me about a week to do it, or finish it, and it was quite a project to work on, because this was my actual first constructed roller coaster I've ever made in Theme Park Tycoon. I never have ever made a constructed coaster in Theme Park Tycoon like I did to Top Thrill 2 here. I bought disable collisions because it made it so much easier to build, especially the structure. The structure, though, it's not the greatest, and I know there's a lot better out there, but you compare it to what other people have on Theme Park Tycoon, this is pretty solid. Now, the reason why I wanted to make this is because I wanted to show how good I am at this, and I also want your guys' feedback on how I could make this better. Anyways, I tried to, it's not the best way to one-on-one it, but I tried to mimic this pathway. That pathway right there. I also tried to make the race sign. It's ugly. Okay, I'll be honest. It is ugly. But, if you look at the real Top Thrill 2 race sign, I think the black line is more slanted, not up and down like it is here. But, hey, you know what? It's better than what it could be. Now, I have made a video on a ride from this park before, and it's super long ago. If I list it in the video picture here, it'll be somewhere around the screen. But, about 3 years ago, I made a video about this ride. And I think if you guys go back to about June of 2020... Now, I've gotten a lot better at Theme Park Tycoon, but I made this ride, and I believe I called it my version of Top Thrill Dragster. There were so many things wrong with this, and I can even go through the comments to prove that, because people were so right. I'll just show you. So it was this video right here. As you see, it's made by me, June 18th, 2020, 3 years ago since I made it, almost 4 years now. And I said my version of Top Thrill Dragster Theme Park Tycoon. And there were so many things wrong with this. And I got comments that were... I was thinking, you know what? You are exactly right. People kept asking, why a hypercoaster? Why a hypercoaster? Not a hypercoaster. Hydraulic. Listen, I've improved, okay? And I've gotten better. And that's why I decided to make Top Thrill 2. But I used to have the most bizarre rides, and they're still in this game. But I just wanted to show you how bad it used to be compared to how much I've learned. And I want your guys' feedback. If you guys do watch this video and give me better feedback to make my Top Thrill 2 better, then I could potentially make this a very awesome ride. And I will ask questions, because I know there's a lot of Theme Park 2 experts out there that would know exactly what to do. Now, let's get back into the game and let me show you more about Top Thrill 2. Okay, so there's a lot of big factors that go into this ride that people most look for when watching these type of videos, or seeing what these videos are like, and see how people really do build Top Thrill Dragster, or even Top Thrill 2 just in general. Because people want to see perfect rides in Theme Park Tycoon 2. Now, obviously, this is not going to be perfect, but I do want to show you guys some aspects that make this ride better compared to what most other people have. First of all, on both the launch and the brake run, there is a slight increase. You can maybe just see a little bit, but most rides, when people build these rides, they don't ever include this. It does have a slight increase in the launch, and on the brake, I think the brake is more easier to see, but yeah, you can see that the brake has a slight decline as it goes to the end of the track, and that was actually one of the more harder things to do on this ride. And I also got this very very mid finish sign. I know it could be a whole lot better, but you know, it's what it is. So this is the queue. The queue is not accurate at all. To be honest, I can't full scale this ride until I actually see it myself. I'm riding it very, very, very soon, but I can't fully scale this until I actually see it when I go and ride it in May. So this is what we're gonna roll with. This building right here is the control station, which I believe is on the actual ride. And then when you come over here, you have the train storage, which has, if you guys seen the video that Cedar Point posted about their trains, they'll have a blue train, they will have a gray train, and they'll have a black train. So I got all those trains. They're on separate tracks, and they're not connected to this one. This one's called Hydraulic Launch Coaster, and this one is called Top Thrill 2. And right now we have the blue one on the main track. So most people that build this ride know that Theme Park Tycoon 2 does not support switch track. So I cannot, or no one actually in this case, cannot have their ride start from the station, which I want your guys' feedback on one thing. When I was building the station, it wouldn't allow me to add a separate station track on this platform here. And I even tried increasing this, you know, putting more primitives right here and putting it higher than what it is, and it kept saying like the spline and node had errors. If you guys know how to fix that, please, pretty please, suggest that in the comments below. I really want to know what I could do to potentially fix this, because if that were possible, I could have the NPCs of this park ride this roller coaster. But no matter what, there is pretty much no ending to this ride. Even when it goes from this station, there is no ending. So the ride will always start on the main track. And this is where the switch track would be. I found some clips on YouTube of how to make it like switch into a backwards position. So that's kind of what I did here. But it does not go onto this main track right here. And I don't think that's possible at all. If not, then I'm wrong. The station is pretty crappy looking, if I'm going to be honest. It's not obviously the best of what anybody else has it, but, you know, I can't see it until I actually go on the ride, and I can make it better. I know that the real one has the control booth, like right here in the middle, top middle, where you would be able to see the ride. And yeah, and then this is the portal. Apparently, now this is not accurate yet. Can't be accurate until I see it. This would be the portal to the photo booth when you exit the ride. And other than that, there's really not much more to explain about this ride other than to show you how my Top Thrill 2 works. So, what I'm first going to do is I'm going to show you guys not a POV, but a off-ride POV of how this ride runs in many different angles, and I'll show you guys how it is. So let me let me first start by showing you the initial view from right here. We're going to go ahead and just press test. Now, one thing I couldn't find out when I was trying to figure out how to make this ride work is how to make the ride stop as it's going up the top hat the first time. Because if I did have the stop feature on, when it's going back down from the spike and going back to that main launch, it would just stop again. So if I press stop, I could maybe even show you, it would just stop right at the beginning of the track. So that's one thing. Overall, you could see that the ride runs pretty well. I have it very, very slowly crests over that top hat so that you get enough time up there, which I think is perfect with rides. And then it comes to a break and stops in the station. And I'll explain more after I give you guys a whole ride POV. So I'm going to show you guys some off clips. Let me show you guys some cinematics of this ride running. I really hope you guys enjoyed that little montage of the ride running. That was pretty good. Definitely tell me in the comments what looked pretty good about it and also what I should work on to make it better and how I can make it better with operations and disable collisions and stuff like that. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you guys a POV, but I'm gonna talk through it. I'm going to give you guys a POV of the actual ride and how I did it. But before we do that, I kind of just want to show you how my operations work. So basically, we have a departure direction forward, this one right here, when it exits the station. I have the first boost when it's going up halfway to 43%. And then, when it goes backwards, I'm kind of dealing with something with a little bit of an issue. I don't know if this can be worked on, and I think it can, but I need your guys' help if you guys know what to do. But I have the backwards one, which is this little booster right here, and it's at 480, which it sends the train about this high up the spike, which is what the actual ride goes, how high the actual ride goes up. But the problem is, when the ride is going backwards, it kind of slows down and stops because this is a brake right here, so the brakes work. If you guys know how I could potentially disable that, please let me know, and I really could make this ride a lot better. And then after it goes up the spike and comes back down, the next launch with these boosters is 53, which that would just slightly crest it over the top hat. And other than that, there's nothing much. The brake power is set to 65%. The track friction is default. Everything is default, and this is not what the actual boost power is. This is, and I don't have a chain lift, so that doesn't matter. Hold train at the start of the boost of a booster. Let me show you guys what happens, and this has been a problem. If you guys know how I can resolve it, please let me know. But let me show you what happens when I say yes, test it, and when it's coming back down the spike. Let's get to that point. Yeah, for some reason that happens. That happens when I have the boosters on, or when I have the stop feature on. I don't know why that happens, but it does. It doesn't work right. And then it just kind of repeats itself, which it doesn't do any better. So, yeah, if you guys know on how I could fix that, please let me know. But that's why I have to have it turned off. But now, I could show you guys my actual POV of the ride. Here we go. I'm going to show you it in this angle. Here we go. Alright, so we launch. The initial launch is 74 miles an hour on the ride. You go about 235 feet up on the first launch. And then you go backwards, 101 miles an hour. You see that little stop, and then I have to really launch it. If you guys know how I can fix that, please let me know. So then you go up the spike, back down, you get that, and then we go full speed. And then we will slowly crest over the top hat. Very slowly. Drop back down. Let me know if my heartline roll is good. If not, how I could make it better. And then you come to a stop, which if I knew how to fix the braking system, I would show you guys it. You know, and the brake would stop a lot quicker than it did before. But yep, that is the POV of my ride, and I'll kind of go through it again. This time I have it on this camera view. It's nighttime right now. But yeah, just if there's anything that you see that might look weird or bizarre or something unusual, I know this one, yeah, that one little stop is a little unusual. Yeah, once again, tell me how I can fix that. I would definitely do that. I just want suggestions. If you guys have something great to say, thank you. If you have any bad comments, your comment will just be ignored, and I will move on. But the most comments I want to hear from you guys, if this video does really well, is I want to hear suggestions. I want to hear what you guys think I could do to make this ride a lot better. Obviously, the station, everything, that stuff can look better, but mainly like the operations and the hard features of making this ride a lot better, because I can probably try fixing that with whatever way I do it on. And if you guys have any questions, leaving them in the comments below. Let me quickly stop my train. There we go. Okay, so yeah, once again, any questions, leave them down below. Our spike looks absolutely beautiful. It's pretty accurate to the actual structure of the spike. You know, once you go up, it starts curving in a little bit and leans and gets smaller as you keep going up. So the spike, pretty accurate. The ride looks amazing. It looks really, 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 really good. You know, I've built many rides, and this is one of my this is actually the oldest park. The ride that when I built Top Thrill 2, I built it in the oldest park that I've ever had. I've had this whole theme park since 2019. So a lot of these rides in the park were put and installed in 2019 when I was not very experienced at making roller coasters. But now, it's been 5 years, now we're a lot more experienced, and I kind of want to get more experienced, maybe with suggestions or you know, how to make this ride better. That's kind of all it is. Yeah, all these other rides, I'm not even going to talk about them. You could see that ride going. These are the kind of rides I made. But other than that, these rides they're okay. They're okay, but they could definitely be a lot better. Anyways, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. There's really not much else I could really talk about. The Top Thrill 2, great ride, great way to get this ride going. It looks awesome. It looks awesome for the most part. If you went up to someone and said, "What is this ride?" they would definitely say, this is the brand new Top Thrill 2 at Cedar Point, which once again, I will be riding when May comes around, which is going to be very exciting. That's about a little bit over 2 months away from the day of this recording. It is March 9th, 2024. I'm going on May 11th, 2024 to go ride this ride, and it's going to be pretty awesome. And other than that, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel, and please comment. I want to hear your guys' suggestions. I want suggestions on the ride. I want suggestions on how I can make it better. I want good comments. I want to see what you guys really thought about this ride. And once again, thank you guys for watching. Have a great evening.